So it's not doesn't work the way it does over here. So most people will not have something like a cell phone, but they might have like Samsung or other things. So most of them will have a tiny phone that we probably had like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So most of them will have.
So, okay, so something that would say crowdsource cell data would need to account for users that can only say SMS.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
Yeah,
SMS
most of them will have feature
SMS
phones.
would be, yeah, SMS
Okay.
feature is.
Yeah, but at the same time, we can assume that, say, a small fraction, like even if 2% of the people have a smartphone,
Yeah,
that changes the
exactly,
game.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's an idea, right? So for example, in remote places, they don't have, it's harder to know who's missing and who's not. And so a way could be that you text message a lot of people to say take pictures of locations around them, and then you send one person to that location so you can collect all the data. Because they will have feature phones which can take pictures, but they can't transmit them. So that'll be one way to get data from them or to get information.
To Ramesh's point, actually having less smartphone penetration might help because you're not flooded with data. You could have like each sort of person who does have access representing a lot of people, and they're kind of like a central coordination point. One question I have is, how much is the data about relief aid centralized in like kind of central database where that inventory optimization and management can be
So
done?
it's an ongoing effort.
And is
So-
anyone centralizing the information?
Yes, yeah. So there are attempts to do that. Yeah, I don't have the link, but I'll put that on the Google Doc as well. I think that's very important. Yeah.
Is that cloud-based?
So that is not. Yeah. So I mean, some of it is like
Yep.
people know like how much money came from Oxfam America. Like that's a different thing. But on the ground,
No, what I'm trying to say is if you have this cloud data sitting somewhere, it can be accessed by a lot of people from
Oh, I
anywhere.
see. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
The categories in the slide, it would look like the measure about wreckage or debris of the house is missing. Do you think it's a matter of the management problem? Eliminate the discussion.
So you can, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I mean, just the houses, and again, that's the matter of building temporary shelters before we actually rebuild, right? But at this point, we don't even have a clear picture of how many villages have been destroyed. Yeah. So most of the pictures that you are seeing are just
Hello?
Hello, is this Patti?
outskirts.
Yes, hi, Ramesh.
Hey, hold on for 1 second.
Destruction of buildings
Okay.
as a proxy for need for people.
I would say, yeah, that would be like a quick way
Yeah.
of, using.
Sorry to interrupt. So we have Patti Tripathi on the call, and she's the CNN anchor, and they're doing a lot of work in Nepal right now because she has family there, and she's also from Gorakhpur, which borders Nepal. So, and Patti, I know you're on the Unhangout link, and we have a MIT group
Yeah,
here.
I just actually I couldn't hear anything, so I just went off of it.
Okay, so you're on the speakerphone now. If you can just give a couple of minutes on what you're hearing from CNN and what you're doing there and what this group can do.
Well, Sorry to Suits is my charity, the tax-exempt charity, and we have started collecting money, and my family's, my brother's entirely funded by him. We have a Tripathi Foundation, and we are from Gorakhpur. All my relatives are there, so few full-time employees for his foundation that's completely funded by him. And the money that is that has been coming to Sorry Suits will be used in where the tents were set up. Some of them, because of the severe thunderstorms and wind, were blown away. And to provide whatever relief, I'm also accepting clothing to be sent there to be distributed in the bordering areas in Nepal where buses have started running, and then just staying in touch with my relatives there to see what's needed. And we just started accepting money through sorrytosouth.org, which is tax exempt. And then wherever, whatever needs there are people working for the Tripathi Foundation, which I said, my brother does no fundraising for it, all comes from his money. And we'll be distributing, whether it's clothing or food or water, as needed. I don't have all the information right now.
No, we appreciate that. And anything that CNN is doing or we could do that this group should be thinking about?
Yeah, well, I have a Sorry to Suits campaign where I choose role models. One of our role models is Moni Basu, who is actually covering for CNN, the relief effort. She's been in Kathmandu, so I've just been listening to her stories and seeing what can be done for Moni being there covering for CNN. And there are a lot of links provided. People are confused which ones are really legitimate, which are not. And Salvation Army is also collecting saris and things. CNN provided a whole bunch of links, but I think they just, get them from New York Times or wherever. I'm just looking into what Moni is suggesting through her stories that she's filing almost every day.
Okay.
And then also listening to my relatives in Gorakhpur. The windstorms actually blew away the tents where people were displaced were supposed to be staying in. So they were building new tents for them.
Okay, fantastic. Anything quick for Pati? Anything that you would like her to? She's going to stay online. She's on the Google.
Yeah. Yeah, if you need anything from me or if you need any, like immediate relief, some money that I can send you guys while people are going on my website for tax-exempt donations. Please let me know. My email address is, my charity email address is Patty P.A. Pratibha, my Indian name. I've lived in Gorakhpur area for the first 10 years. And then,
if you can post that on the Google Doc, that would be ideal. I know you're editing. I see that you're editing it. So if you can please post it there.
Yeah, I already put it there. Yeah, so just patty@sorrytosouths.org.
Excellent.
I think one point I would like to convey to the media would be make the coverage a little more equitable, because right now a lot of the coverage is either just from Kathmandu or rescue missions in Mount Everest. Whereas those are not the only areas that have been affected.
Other parts of Nepal are equally important.
Especially the remote parts, where we don't even know the extent of damages. I think they really need coverage.
So effect.org, you are in touch with, have drones in some remote parts, and they're providing some video footage for us. And I posted the link earlier from effect.org.
Okay, what is the link? I'm sorry.
I'll post it in the Google Doc.
Okay. And so you're writing it down here. The problem is, people want to see videos.
Right.
And then it's hard for so many reporters to be at so many places simultaneously. As somebody was saying earlier, this is topping the news right now, but actually the efforts are going to continue for a long, long time.
Right. That's exactly the reason we are here. Although we are meeting in the heat of the action, the reason we're meeting here is to really see what we can do over the next year. That's why we're calling it a build-a-thon, as opposed to just a hackathon.
Right. Yeah, so I think that later on you'll see that journalists and reporters will be going to other areas, but because the images, the gripping images, the rescue efforts, and all that, they will go near where the epicenter is, or where the damage is, so they can bring those videos and photos home. But you'll see more and more reporters going out to the other areas.
Excellent. We'll get in touch. We'll get in touch with you. Please stay online on Hangout as we continue the conversation.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah, the BBC has already reported from the epicenter today.
Good.
They're all
good. So I think we're getting into the second half, Nikhil. So I hope you're all on the document, and I hope the folks online can see us. Is she still here? If you can turn the camera, because just turn the camera physically so that you can see the rest of the people. Just from the base. The other way. The other way. You can see everybody in the room. Yeah, that's good. and should we start the online activity?
Yes. So, so for people who are here, what we thought is that we focus on four main problems which we took based on Vigyan's presentation and what we saw online. And the idea right now is that you see these four main topics here. And if you are interested in all these topics, or if you think you have skills that you can contribute, you should gather under that under the header, and then you can brainstorm for 15 minutes on what ideas you think are best. And after that, we'll sort of try to zero down on some ideas where people can form groups. So in next 2 minutes, look at these four ideas, think about which of them you think you can contribute the most, and go and stand under that. I know it's a small space.
I think we can. We can do that.
Right.
Maybe first we sit where we are.
Okay.
So just get people warmed up,
Okay.
and then they can go right. So eventually we'll go right, but I think it's important to get some juices flowing, some creative juices flowing.
What is the right
So that would
it says devices and health.
So if you go to the doc now, you'll see the challenges that began listed and a few more are already coming up, and people are getting into the time. So these are the 7 or 8 challenges that kind of came through. How can we create walkthroughs, basically using imagery that cannot match to visual data? Translation, there were a lot of challenges about this because of translations, and people can use Android phones for reading Nepalese, but English is not good enough. Various types of disaster mapping, inventory mapping, we still don't have enough information, so your collaborators will have to enter that. Mining Facebook or Twitter data in real time, and I know we have anybody here from Devs group? So they're going to provide some firewalls for Twitter there, but again, we don't think Twitter is the most useful information. Maybe it's Facebook. Connectivity is a big challenge over time. Tracking aid, and this could be the one that we are talking about. If we can create some kind of a map, some kind of a tool that influences how aid is delivered, that would be fantastic. And mobile health seems to be a topic that's coming up in the online conversations as well. So epidemics is a specific one. Here are some of the challenges. Here are some of the tools, and I think what we will do here is, whether you are a techie or not, whether you are a policy person or not, you want to start thinking about what's my investment strategy? What have you heard on campus or other places? That could be interesting. Remember, this is not just for us, but this page will be up for quite some time, and we can basically create a blueprint for others to use. So there are very few such gatherings going on. I think most people are doing one-on-one transaction. But in the creative energy, creative problem solving here, we could just make a map, whether we do it ourselves or not. Okay, that's the key to get it out there. And then, broadly speaking, the experience we have in this field is we want to encourage solutions that are technology and innovation based, require minimum capital, and can scale easily with number of users. So safecast.jp, which is the Geiger counter for Fukushima, is a good example. The more people use, the easier it was to create those maps. Now, kind of solutions we want to discourage, is good to know what we cannot do, is anything that requires systemic changes. You can't ask people to start driving on the right side of the road, for example, if they're driving on the left side, which requires changing infrastructure. Anything that requires a lot of manpower, because we cannot manage that sitting here, which could be service heavy. This is best left large organizations, or anything that requires heavy capital. If you're going to require $1 million, maybe we can do it. If it requires 10 million, 100 million, I think we can propose, but there's not much time spending time on those things. So some bad examples for us here is trying to change government policy in heat. I think we can write that down. Anything that requires many paid employees, to some kind of a service, for example, or some kind of a voodoo technology, like, oh, I know this thing which can convert, energy out of beetle leaves or something, so any voodoo technology like that, we don't want to propose over here. And unfortunately, those kind of things come up in such scenarios. We want to discourage those kind of conversations as well. Does that make sense? Anybody has? Yes.
Makes a lot of sense. Also, is there a systems component to bring things to level on a systems basis?
Yes, absolutely. I think
System
we have to do
thinking,
system
system solutions.
Absolutely. And MIT is very good at that. So hopefully we can do that. So what I would so any other questions? Okay. So we want you to write a lot while talking. Talking is fine, but write, because every thought you have right now for the next 1 hour really matters. And it may not be very sophisticated. It may not be very articulated, but please write. Everything you think, you should write, because you may think that it's trivial, it's obvious, but it may not be obvious to somebody who's just sitting on their own. And they might look at this page and say, "Oh, that's how I can participate in this thing." So please write, please write, please write. Yes.
Has anyone communicated with the new disaster response group at MIT Lincoln Labs?
Sorry, which one?
The disaster response group at MIT Lincoln Laboratory?
They haven't. Write it. Write it in the document. Use your neighbor's laptop and write it.
Okay.
Those are the kind of things that we
I
want
tried to contact someone, but she hasn't gotten back to me yet.
Yeah.
So I wrote to Dr. Gonzo of the MIT Humanitarian Response Lab. So I think
Okay.
they might already be in touch with. the
But nobody's
local-
been in touch directly with like.
No, exactly. In fact, we
Okay.
haven't even received the community from President Biden.
And there's a local lab office right here on campus.
Yeah, I'm aware. I used to work at Lincoln. I can see if I can get it.
Yeah. So again, don't worry about all the higher ups. It's all bottom up. I think we can, if we have a plan, others will know how to contribute. Because often for organizations or even especially people at the top, it's very confusing for them to figure out how they can participate. So if you can create an action plan, it's very easy for them to actually do it. Because nobody wants to hear about just problems. They want to hear about possible solutions, and then they can participate in the solution. So our goal here is to really create the potential solutions.
Yes, you mentioned to create a platform that people easily walk through to see the whole situation.
Right.
So one platform we can immediately think is maybe Google Maps.
Mm-hmm.
But Google Maps is flat. So
Right.
among the people is in mountainous area, you really cannot imagine how the reality is.
Right.
So then how about we create a 3D Google Earth?
Sure, write that down. And then we'll break
Then
down.
you can see 3D there, then the information is much more than Google Earth.
So, dozens of people have signed up online to become volunteers and write programs and so on, as you will see, and more are still coming. As actually, I'm looking at the document, people are writing their names. So this can become a repository for people worldwide who want to, work on a problem like that.
Is there any specific place in the document?
So if you look at the table here, this table, you want to write here. So under each of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the tools. These are the problems. And you can write either here or you can write here. And don't worry about it getting messy and so on. Somebody will fix it. This is in real time. Okay. Yes.
Can you tap the folks from here who went to now at risk expedition? Like Rich Fletcher was there and he developed sensors for it.
Right.
He's here now, and
Type Rich's name. I'm glad you remember it.
Kristen Hall was on that project. She can like help find the piece of media about people who are scattered now, but who can.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Challenges.
Fantastic. You have access
Do
to
we
it.
know if there's any extra computers for the people who didn't bring
Yeah, just sit next
computers?
to anybody who has a laptop.
Or extra
But I think
chargers?
those are great things. So Krishna, who
think
was
we had to find-
online earlier, and
Yeah.
she's,
if you have minutes, I can check.
she's been to Everest,
Yeah.
and she actually went back from Bombay to find some of her teammates, and then now she's staying back in Kathmandu to do some of the work. Okay, so how do you want to do this? Do you want to actually have 4 areas and do the discussion, or people want to just type where they are?
Probably a good idea to have 4 groups.
Let's do 4 groups then. So how about we do these 4 groups and just call them 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe group 1 is on this side, group 2 on that side, group 3 here, and group 4 here. Is that a good idea?
Yeah, and then you can get a table for your own group in the Google Doc. And
yeah. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4.
So the one start from there.
What's one?
So let me say it out loud. So group 1 is mapping and visualization of inventory and aid. So you want to as it came up, a lot of inventory is coming in, a lot of aid is coming in, and you want to figure out what is where and how we can track it and so on. So if you're interested in this particular project or ideas in this space, you can go into group 1, which is that corner. Now group 2 is imagery and mapping. So we have a lot of visual data coming in terms of images and videos, satellite data, and so on. So if you are interested in developing mapping applications and other applications based on this space, then you can join number 2, which is that corner. Sorry. Number 3 is mobile applications and social networks and so on. So self-and can be powerful, and you can get a lot of applications on top of them. Or as someone mentioned, a lot of social network data is coming in from Facebook and Twitter and so on, and you want to figure out how that data could be aggregated or used in a useful way. So if you're interested in that, that's group 3. So group 3, you can.
Yeah. So this one could be anything. It could be mobile health, for example, connectivity. And so
right. Yeah, and these are very broad. Like if you have ideas that are in between areas, or if you think something that's better than what these areas, just feel free to add them. These are not set in stone. These are just ideas to get started.
Right.
And number 4 is devices and health. If you think you can think of small devices or
like
mobile
pollution monitors,
exactly, all kinds of sensors, these kind of things. And if you're interested in that, if you have ideas, if you have skills, then you should join this area 4. So area 4 is this corner. So I'll give you 2 minutes to decide what you're interested in.
And you can also switch the groups,
exactly.
So it's not a big deal.
Right.
And our key goal is to get every thought in your mind into the Google Doc. That's the most important goal. Every thought you have in your mind, you should go in the Google Doc.
So
same thing for the people online. Whatever you're thinking, you should go in the Google Doc. And our team can later on distill that and figure out how these things go. Any questions?
So again, that's moving. This
yes, you can start moving. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 is over there.
Yeah, 4 is here, right?
This 4, yes.
No, 3 and 4, right? What is it?
No, I think
I'm respect. So whatever Nikhil said is the final.
Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4 in a clockwise manner.
Okay.
This 4.
It's clockwise.
Yeah.
Would it make sense to add a system integration?
I mean, you can type it. I mean, these are broad areas.
Yeah.
So, some groups will be stronger than others, and it's perfectly fine. But please type.
When do you want to do online
Right. So they get our chat rooms.
You can do it either way. As long as it's possible.
So once they divide it themselves, maybe the mobile health can go to the mobile health team. That is number 3.
So I can let
Is there too many people on board?
yeah.
Yes.
Are other people able to edit the Google Doc?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we'll just refresh.
I need a link.
Just use somebody who's like how I asked. Okay, you can just open it. Just type that link in Log Verticals. You don't know anything. It's just like typing in a Word document.
So that's 4.
Yeah, you were saying?
Yeah, and some groups can merge. It's very difficult.
Oh, okay.
It's tiny.cc/.
Okay, mapping on your area.
Yeah.
Yeah, so see that dot is that part. That part. Well, you can start with.
All right, I'm going to introduce myself.
Yeah.
I'm Subarna.
Let's just talk about it.
See.
Yeah,
So number one is here. That's number two. Talk about
Just go through it. Maybe I will. Yeah, I can. There's an app where in this team and patient has supposed to be this is also supposed to be I'll forward this email and
Yeah, water quality, monitoring systems. Some kind of small devices that keeps updating from different districts. So just writing down the
yeah,
I like that idea.
So the one that you guys have to use it now.
Okay, so make sure you have someone describe.
So if you're online, I would like you to participate in the Google Doc in real time.
So we have a couple of remote people who want to this call.
Right. So now we should do the Google Hangout, right? Because it's fewer people.
No, so in that you can do Google Hangouts.
Mm-hmm.
In the yes. No, but I expect so if you are doing yeah, we know that. So
How to represent.
yeah, so we have people.
Oh, perfect.
The one that
I figured.
someone actually suggested on Facebook, especially it's not very well. Soil and meaning.
So the process is that this is only
The water turns out. $15 or something.
Yeah. This is okay, but you can merge. I mean, then people are kind of
Yeah.
how to acquire the database, some sort of
Yeah, so some of these are like looking from like what point of view. So all we want to think is we want to basically the village is all kind of big,
they just
trying to move everything here, there, and make money and everything on maybe try new instructions. That's make us safe. So when you use and on the villages they already have that. Those villages, just make sure you use
it's not entirely about micro devices.
The majority is brick integration of the brick.
That's really good. The
Most of them are not like meetings inside.
So the Italian, do you think today are going from this to humans?
No, yeah. But you're welcome to go.
What's that?
But you're welcome to go there.
Put around the audio then for the this thing.
You can speak.
No, shut that off.
No, leave it on. It's a good buzz.
How's it going? Do you want to bring stuff to Yancy or just for the Indian conference?
Yeah, give me a couple.
These are the booklets, so 5 of each. And then the Red X flyers. And just a few group.
Yeah, for the Indian group, we have like 150.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pick it up now, so we'll have a lot, but I don't have everything for that one. And then I just went to Gavin. And he said that this was important to him just because it's one of the many things he's thinking of. But I don't know how this normally goes.
Yeah, you can sign it and then you can submit it.
Yes.
But I'm good next week. It's due only next week.
Let's do. Should we do it now?
Yeah, just tell him that judges are wishes.
So you're saying this?
Hope everything goes well there.
He said that they are strong. He said he just needed you to sign 2 of those. And then I'll send you an email that you'll forward to someone.
Yeah. What's the
we're going to
So whatever is available.
She's very helpful to him over there. And
So hold on, let me see. I'm from you?
Oh, I have
My daughter was 600 years old. Just make sure she fully has a infection. So all those things. We haven't traveled for a year. The first trip in a year.
See what I did. Put on
I tell my wife. Just time transition. So, yeah.
and then I'll give some of these booklets to the
You know who's this? Maybe send her an email. If you're in town, it's free to go for the dinner or something. Because our working was is engaging. Just get the terminology right. Just get the same buzzwords. And then a couple
That part is two of not all, even though the kind of maybe two of your that's only for that one.
signing up. We don't know how many of them will actually continue. Like a few people signed up just in a few minutes.
Yeah, so you should have this collaboration. Everyone has this.
I can get it from certain
yeah, exactly. It's not elected, it's like yes, that's good. So, and every
I think the India was also created as
community. And we can analyze these things. You get the same people.
So a lot of detail.
Is this information?
It's not the most detailed page.
So,
layout is very nice.
So
they have these breakout rooms.
this is also mapping personalization. Yep. And this can also
You can join and see
made up mobile app versions. Right. Social networks. Right. Those automatically get placed on and they automatically so what's the and so one thing navigating
my friend was actually
So I went back.
We did like a meetup in there's like
So, for that,
Press start and then press 9. Charges apply.
No, I think it's good. Okay, yeah, thanks so much.
And I think it would be nice if you guys can like see like the chatting, so we can also join.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
So here, we'll just take so centralized database where data can be aggregated and analyzed and not shared in or it's not yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. Yeah, exactly.
So is there a standard interface for how we're using data?
No, so that's the thing that should be built. A centralized
To dispute, press start and then press 9. Charges apply.
Hello? Daniel, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
You know this Ramesh, how are you?
I'm here with Ramesh.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm here with Ramesh and we're just talking about the stuff that you guys did in Bangalore.
Oh, right. So what we did was a very, last minute effort. So what was happening is, a lot of people I participated in a lot of community efforts over there. So there were a lot of people who wanted to contribute and all. And they were like, we don't know where to send the stuff. We give the money to NGOs, whether it reaches, whether it doesn't reach. There's a lot of trust issue is one.
Right.
And then we organized this, people in Bangalore is disconnected from Kathmandu, right, like Nepal is Kathmandu, and other regions that are closer to Kathmandu are Kolkata and such cities.
Right.
We were like, how do you send stuff? Because people believe that if they give money, that can be misused. If they give stuff, that stuff eventually has to be used somehow somewhere else.
Right.
So I organized a local such a sort of campaign, kind of smallish campaign over there where people came in and we gave, and it really went viral. In a way, I was expecting like a big box to be huge, and my whole balcony right now is full of stuff. Like you take the entire truck to actually send that stuff.
Right.
So, because there were no such channels where people could, there were NGOs which were already over-flooded with requests. So there were no numbers for each. There are 2-3 NGOs which are very active on ground. One is Root, and other is Time, that is very active. So people were like contributing a lot of stuff. So yeah, we were just collecting stuff that will be like biggest requirements right now on ground is food and shelter. So how do you build low-cost housing and so on? That will be one area of which we will look at. We were contributing tents, ropes, cables,
right.
And there were a couple of people who were into all this adventure outing sort of sports race. This guy came in with 30 tents.
Right.
That cost more than himself people actually.
Right.
So yeah, it was pretty good. Like. But then everybody I talked to, like general masses, people, who want to contribute somewhere or other. The biggest thing is the trust because it's such an unregulated area, right? Like humanitarian aid. So, like, where does the money go? How do we know our stuff is being used or not? Like, this is a very valid question. Questions that I didn't have answers to.
Right.
I said, I will help you out bringing the stuff to Nepal. Even I don't know what will happen with your stuff. They give a lot of gratification. Engage with this system that can tell that if this person contributed 10, 10.
Right.
Being just a small box of this is how it impacted. So it creates this whole cycle.
Right. So in terms of the four, so you have been listening to a discussion, right? So you think that the four areas we chose for what we can do sitting at MIT, you think those are, you think those make sense? And do you have any ideas around that?
I mean, definitely. I've been taking this up as a research thing, like when someone builds up an experiment with a lot of undone sort of technological systems, or is it something that you are looking forward to impacting just in time, right now?
So both, I guess, but the short-term goal is that people who can't physically go there but still want to help out and have technical skills. What's the best way that they can help in the given what exists out there? Because not everyone can go to Nepal quite soon, but still want to help.
Even trained to go to Nepal.
Exactly. Exactly. So, the kind of things we thought was mobile applications, social network data, and the things you mentioned very interesting in terms of devices like radios and so on, and a lot of like imagery and services, and everyone, including you, brought up the issue of the inventory and aid mapping and like where is the aid coming, where is the inventory coming. I think those are probably the ones that you can best contribute.
Right. Right now, I've been instructing doctors who are coming going back to the input every day. And the situation is, as long as you get down the effort rate, there's no way to communicate. So all the communication language imagine that is like 400 years in which no communication, no satellite communication, no telephone network. So how do you bring in these is a very good example. Bringing non-network dependent local network intercommunication right? Areas where there is a lot of humanitarian aid, like Nepal has received funding that is close to 30% of the GDP. We are humanitarian aid. So not that the money is not going, the money is going. The problem is the dissemination of that money, the dissemination of so what is happening is around Kathmandu there is a lot of help,
right?
A lot of Red Cross, a lot of NGOs, part of living, very time, everybody helps. There are packets of a lot of people have gone. There is no way for them to call for help because there is no telephone line.
Yes, it's a pretty good understanding of
So last night I know there was the MIT India dinner. Did you go to that? No. So today is Thai Boston. I feel like I should just do a circle there and give stuff out. Anything strategic other than just trying to find people. And then MIT India, Nikhil's doing a panel. What's that?
MIT should know what they're doing.
So
Yeah, so whoever's there should be
You should
aware
have
of
a
it.
booth, you should have flyers.
right. So
People
I'm
should
saying
know,
is,
"Oh, this is like the most amazing thing
let's
happening
say we
in
identify
Yeah.
project
They should say,
ideas,
wow, you know, it's really,
and
you know,
there are people in Bangalore who are interested
they
in
don't know what we're
invite
doing.
you.
Yeah. Is there anyone in the
They
group?
didn't even invite us to speak.
No, they invited us many times, and I remember I emailed the whole group, and no one said they wanted to present.
Yeah, I think it's an email, right?
I sent an email 4 times.
They didn't invite us explicitly.
No, they did. They did. That's what that was for. It was anyone who wanted to. I'm on a panel. I'm on a panel with Bish. Is there anyone in the group that you want me to go up to and make sure they're there in addition to me?
Yeah, today's event we can identify projects which actually would make a difference and at the same time feasible for people in the platform. And then so that a lot of them will be technology based. And that's where I think the effort would come that we can create teams. So like when the beach members and would be very good visualizations.
He just said he's not going.
That's what we can.
He says he's too busy.
And we don't want to make another map or another device. We want to make something that I guess would everyone agrees that that would make a difference.
So you want to be able to create a sort of a crowdsourced open source project that people can actually hack on online, and that would impact the situation. How do you envision this happening?
So yeah, so I feel that rather than getting a platform, probably the best way is to identify a few ideas, and those will have different components, right? Those will have a mapping component, maybe like a social network, mining component, or things like that. So and that will need people with complementary skills. So hopefully we can reach out to people who are willing to spend some time, and then we.
So I think what we can do is we have a large community of hackers and now graduate students and so on. So India initiatives who are playing a leading role. I personally led a humanitarian project on elephant conservation in India. So it was exciting that we can have some announcements.
So just pick a slide that you think information that would be a good background.
Right, and have them work on a space in Bangalore, in Bangalore. We can still count with this initiative because the government is running it. So,
Anirudh, this is Ramesh. I'm so glad you're participating in this. And you know, I think we can bring a piece of our hacking culture to this big challenge.
Right.
So yeah.
So I can help out the situation in Bangalore because it was a lot of things. A lot of contributors on volunteer calls and those things. This is exciting to contribute.
Yeah. Okay, and sorry to cut you. Yeah, sorry to cut you off, but I think I have to go back.
Are you leaving here?
So I'll call you later. Yeah. Okay, thanks, man. Yeah. Yes, we can just share this link.
Maybe I can get that a little bit, and then somebody can put it on the Google Docs and then make it more hard, like specific.
Yeah, so what about you?
Yeah, the need to water quality. Cholera, is there any test that devices can be transmitting?
So and I can kind of explain to you. What we've been working on. So we need a centralized database. Going into the database, for sure we need to kind of right, and these all need to be kind of like put into some consistent syntax.
So you're trying to figure out the different places, the different sources. See, our data communication system to this distribution. This is like a logistics problem.
This is like a data logistics problem. So then the crowdsourced data
Yeah, disease monitoring. Or this is like people requesting.
This is, we want to collect data from people, so we can get it via SMS. We can get it via an app.
But what is it? It's people wanting things, or people.
We also typically don't inject anything, basically. Now, the concept, for anyone. The other thing, this website, like maybe if you have, sorry, Alexander, you can the website also.
Most people would imagine.
Okay, so the thing that we're trying to do is basically we want all the data to be in one format. So that basically all of the assistance projects are taking the data out of here and they can get it from all of them.
Oh, okay, great.
So all the stuff that you would build like comes out of here. I guess what I've been thinking about even prior to this, just with disaster data, specifically this section of how do you get good data. And so this is a problem of having a good interface formatted.
What is this information doing?
Primarily geotag photos with formatted data about is the picture a health hazard? Is the picture is the picture right? What is the issue going on? Or I have a bunch of rice, you know, like whatever it is going on. So an I have or an I need. And whatever else sort of did. I'm gonna fill this out.
If you just take a picture.
I think I'm gonna check back in with these guys and make sure I'm not missing anything.
Yeah.
But this is sorry, what I want to say is like there's maybe think of people are digging ditches for sanitation and using toilets.
There is a system.
And I'm concerned that as the rain continues, like that will flow and spread with it maybe disease. So there's a way to think about how to make barriers between the earth, like what's maybe you could line it, maybe you could cover it, that things aren't going to overflow.
Yeah, those are, so the seeing that the is going to fulfill the whole outcome of the imaging project is we're going to construct a 3D model to show the 3D that's
no, that could be one of the things, but I think 3D marks might be hard.
I did see people posting on Facebook asking to line them, so I think people are still doing that.
Pictures, it's hard to.
But I don't know.
3D models from them, I see a lot of data.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if we can do 3D models, but they have very high vision or but we can certainly do just from pictures we can right. So from image sources we can just create a map, say where there were like major constructions and those collapse or something. We can extract the data. We're not able to get 3D structures, but we will create maps.
One is we suggest different ways they can make water with uploading. So for example, one of the images sent
yes, that's something we are trying to build.
Yes. I just got an email from
those kind of
deciding if and how to respond to this, I do not have a card. Yeah, absolutely.
So, I'm heading, we're heading out. So this
Okay.
So it's probably a good opportunity as a. Harvard started out a long time ago.
Or like you have some resources, make an announcement.
So the focus is more on just picture. Actually, what type of things intended to be research.
In fact, the video shows you take
Covering all that. So I will get that. So I learned.
Yeah.
And when you are rebuilding,
3D. And also.
Okay, very well.
Your background.
I was
So Google.
Yes, I found out about this. I found out about Germany because someone I was people are aware. I'm gonna see if I can. We'll see if I can do anything. You know,
Okay. Now this is the group here.
Excellent. I'm just gonna finish sketching this out, but then I
Yesterday, the government was sent out. But then we
So what we do is interfacing what I don't want devices, but it's using the output from that and then transferring one to the other.
creating new accounts. And they are seeing now they're only letting local people, like 500 people. Sending money basically only those who are trusted.
So I found out about this through an email from somebody, I believe she's in Zurich. Yes, so I got the email from her, I don't remember which research she sent it after.
So what I'm wondering is that
Cambridge miscellaneous Google Mail.
yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. Okay, so you can email me and I can send that out.
Okay.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, sure.
There are a lot of people in Catholic who are going to start using digital loans.
To bring some
They're lightweight.
right now.
imagery, but we're not able to take the imagery.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That's taking a more
Yeah.
needed.
And right now, or right once a year,
So it's not always street level.
but
That's why street level. Also satellite, most of the world is quite poor.
So what they will do is they will still between people on the person.
They take the imagery, photos, posts, and then that processing and that verification.
So
other that I did come across is finding those little fixes actually images, right? What I haven't really played finding them, ship files, they have things on what's going on in the right now, recent, I think I had one of the second is just on image so they actually were already in touch with most of them.
So the last we have a
Water levels for people.
So we made a list of ideas. Everyone else talks about how there will be a movie and like a
Yeah, also I guess it's
The one here?
we have a large one.
This is what we've been talking about. Yes. At least what we were talking about when I split off to start writing this down is kind of focusing on a centralized database. If we have government data, we have NGO data, they're not in the same, not necessarily the same format. Machine readable. So funneling in actually probably Facebook is another data source. Like, I don't know, all of this should be and then coming out are basically a lot of times we talk about here can rely on this data. You can build either decision makers can get awareness from it, create projects, find code, but then the branch of it that I've been interested in is particularly crowdsourcing. I did that video with a lot of so we can collect data via SMS, via app, via website. Yes. And websites can serve other functions like so I haven't like added other things about funds. But
So
I think
when you get to the big funds, zillionaires,
Well, they were in the market, or they were.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, certainly,
You know, where.
yeah.
Distance would be an issue, but rather than material, because of what is
concerned
is that because these are blood samples are small.
One is the other one is like building up an idea.
And then, right, so this, and I have some ideas about how to do this. These are kind of like, I guess people can probably add bubbles over here. I think this, you need to iterate on this. As long as you can move on.
Yeah, that is right. Yeah, when they want to solve the because we have these things, so I
mean, there's not the startup. Our entire startup is about doing
and I wonder if it makes sense to follow up meetings where people have people who
you think maybe not all the users.
We started off with how do we use
Right.
So
Yeah.
So
Get you on the other one. So I think there was any other present. I don't know at what time. It's fine. I think I tried to look around like when am I going to be there? Yeah, I think yes.
Pull that out into the video.
And as you said,
Where people, that's the information right, and then somebody could say, okay, what seems to be procuring materials from here. Information production.
Yeah, it's taken here.
It's an easy way to sort of acquire the information, but over time we get lost. The way to sort of go back, sort of find most of Nepal, whatever it is, and begin to sort of analyze this because that's necessarily
So one of the ones
yeah, maybe be in their
with respect to that, I mean, like, I'll look into it. So, that is things like, and that might match, but if feedback is I'm thinking it's, that's not.
one kind of reason is just like, the same stuff I can put it there, but I'll send it there.
Over time, you will have a
that's just a broader question.
Yeah.
It's like you need to have another.
Yeah, I mean, it's all there was rice and other things that you don't have. You just buy and send it to the walls.
Somebody mentioned this idea 5 months ago.
Yeah,
you find that book,
like if you see something that's really.
Find those. Somebody mentioned it in
It's not some party.
They have to
modify
external
unless they use a face-to-face, outside.
Yeah, for something like this, I'm just like here. Yeah.
Let me show you, there's an app that's similar to Light. Because it has some things that I think we want.
Begin.
Sure.
Okay, so
the first thing that it does is it just automates the content.
Yeah.
No.
So that's what
Yeah, please.
this is already
Right.
right. You have to take a picture.
Right, so that's why we do the online. Yeah. So what I'm thinking is we have this like list of people, right? And also I have this friend Sharma in Bangalore, and they did like a singular event, and there is $10,000.
And how many programs did? I said yes.
So they have a large number of people program exactly. So I will also connect to
So it does have sort of, but then it's just a free use. So this is like, this is bad, but it's not your friendly, it's not friendly, it's not pretty.
That would be, if you have,
And then it's mostly,
I would recommend that.
so what we want is very specific, lots and lots of drop
Yeah, and just
downs,
email them
email
to us what I want.
maybe one of those at the end, realistically, anything that's.
I think what I can do is have a table top that says concrete ideas that people are going to that we can have a table. And we can use this
Cool. I think I can definitely find some other children my team can just take it out and take it.
Online sales.
It's like, so for example, we just
Online.
Yeah. So I mean, what I like image time. Right, so you have the map, and then you
Okay. How is this? First of all, it feeds around, so then it gets pushed down. Or news media, much often news cycle, Facebook feed, my money is going to get lost. So videos are somebody can mine like videos, different things. Once you got somebody else can go back and do a lot. Just be able to mine that and create buckets of that database. First order task, what patterns emerge, what sort of belief efforts emerge, once a post once you got people start posting movies to all the other things online, but that was sort of, I think, ongoing, as things get posted, it falls into these different sort of parties, right? Then somebody else can go to, okay, I want to find images or videos, or I want to find out what somebody mentioned about health or whatever it is, right? That's a gap that is easily accessible. Exactly. Because like if you're not friends with somebody who haven't liked the page, you're not going to see all that stuff, right? So the subsets are going to be overlapping and you're going
I would love to one portal
so one of the things I thought was there's a lot of duplication going on. Then I thought maybe that's fine for now because after 2-3 weeks people will dissipate and information consolidated with that there. If anybody has anything forward, go and do it. But at some point if you integrate for them down, I'm sure MBC, they also have IT to look at different things and they keep like
And I was
So, but I think mining the Facebook stuff.
delegation.
म चाहिँ कस्तो हिजो हिन्दू उसमा काम नेपाल क्विक.org has a good site as well. त्यसमा चाहिँ it needs to be something more like wiki. Government rules change you can't have static content. Wiki भयो भने चाहिँ मान्छेले यसले find new information, they post it, the moderator can approve it and post it.
Just send me the main source.
The wiki boy will see the dynamic.
So we'll connect on that.
Yeah, that's great. Nepal Quick 8 is
Nepal Quick does what you know.
Is that what it is?
Nepal Quick.
Yeah, this as you said might be challenging because it's time bound. Yeah, and it's between it's lots of challenges here.
Sending one to very difficult.
Yeah, this is better.
I have been off the grid charity.
Nice to meet you. Yeah,
But in any case, I went over many hours. But I'm concerned with big picture.
And I don't know whether that's really projects. I actually just emailed somebody who's
Global
in charge of
survival of the planet. The third rock in the sun will survive. Anybody on it? And so this happening here is an example of problems.
Lincoln has
get back to
Anyway, so I just want to identify kind of a global big issue.
Yeah. Or if people want to add to it. Really, what would be more helpful is I think somebody really needs to like digitize this and then put it on the laptop.
There's the background there to get the things in a
I like that. So I just moved with
this works, I think,
and we do what you say.
People have done that, but I'm
find a way.
That's a nice cut. So Mark is gonna forward my email to the response group and he's gonna send that. Oh, you're gonna email to me? I can, actually, no, that's actually
because you